Welcome back. With us on the line is Dr. Cherif Amir, Professor of Geopolitics at Paris University. Dr. Amir, can you hear us?
Yeah, I hear you very well. Thank
Good
you.
evening, sir.
Good evening.
Let me start with a local development and then go into your Francophone experience. Egypt lifted the state of emergency after over 30 years where it's been put in place. How do you see that development?
Well, it's a proof to the whole world that Egypt is going on the right path of establishing a state of law, a state of security which is provided to all the citizens of Egypt. I think now that all the outlets and all the news outside Egypt who are hostile, they can now find the truth in front of them. I hope that all the news agencies all around the world will highlight this.
Yes.
Because President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi was very clear from the beginning of his arrival to power when he was elected in 2013. He said it clearly that we would not let terrorism threaten us, but at the same time we will work so that the Egyptian citizen will enjoy the security and the good level of life. So I think that now the president was there and he gave this statement that he would not renew the state of emergency because we have arrived to the point that we are sure that our security now is being under control. We're still in the war against terrorism, but we are very, very anxious to see that all what the Egyptian people went through 30 years ago would not happen again. We are starting a new republic. President Sisi is taking care so that every Egyptian will enjoy the protection of the law without any discrimination.
Dr. Cherif, today Egyptian Prime Minister Mustafa Mabouli met with the French Minister of Economy to discuss a number of issues. How do you see the significance of that visit and the Egyptian-French economic partnership? How do you evaluate political and economic partnership, really? Where does it stand right now?
Well, Egypt is the cornerstone of peace and security in the Middle East, and France knows that very well from decades ago. And now President Macron in France, he knows very well that the most worst trusty leader in the Middle East is President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, who has always made this contact with every president and every leader in Europe. President al-Sisi was very frank in his talks with President Macron on several issues, and this, for the Europeans and certainly for the French, was something very important because trust is very important in these issues. When these countries like France, invest in other countries, they have to feel the security and feel that the leadership in this country is a leadership guaranteeing the security and guaranteeing the prosperity. And they found that in President Sisi. President Sisi was very frank in all these talks. We have also, besides the economic relations and the educational relations, we have excellent relations on the security and military level. Everyone knows that Egypt, when it drew the red line in Libya, for example, and this was a very important issue for France, stability and peace was brought to the table. I think President Sisi also was very, he worked around the clock with our partners in Europe, and especially in France, in fighting the illegal immigration across the Mediterranean. We didn't make the blackmail which was made by Turkey, for example, for Europeans. We were, according to all what President Sisi said, we want respect from the other part of the Mediterranean, means the EU, for our sovereignty, our rights, and at the same time, we will fight terrorism together. And this is what took place, and this is why I think that France could never thought that in the Middle East there will be the only refuge for them, for investment, for security, for military maneuvers, except Egypt, because we showed all the world that when we went through what was called the Arab Spring in 2011, that we went through all these turmoil. At the end, with the will of the people of Egypt and with the leadership of President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, we showed the world that we went through the storm stronger than ever and opening our relations to all the countries, including our friends in the EU, but on the basis of respecting Egypt's sovereignty and integrity.
If I can move you to the G20 summit, which will be taking place next week, one of the key issues that will be addressed in the summit is bridging digital diversity. How can we bridge that diversity between the have and have-nots, so to speak? How do you see what will be on the final communique of that summit pertaining to an issue like this one, in your opinion?
Well, the first thing is that Egypt has started the digital administration, and we have seen now the new capital, administrative capital in Egypt is built upon this thought that we have to make everything digital in Egypt. We have seen now the administration the same thing. So we started by our inside. We started by our administrative infrastructure. And I think that this is the first thing that gives the security to everyone outside of Egypt to come and invest and work in Egypt, because this is a country who has a system according to the highest technology. And I think the gap is being narrowing, because we are working around the clock. And President Sisi gave his orders to all the administrations that in this year we have to have a united system of digital information. And this is very important for all the foreigners when they come to Egypt, for the bureaucracy and all what they went through before. This will be easier now. And I think now we are working with our friends in Europe closely in this atmosphere. The internet is now in Egypt. It has a very good speed. We are the hub of all the cables, also of these connections. So I think what we are doing now is that we are giving a clear message to our friends in the West, to our friends in Europe, that Egypt is now the hub of the new technology, the hub of the investment, the hub of development. They can work in Egypt and invest in Egypt, and this is a secure country. We are not outdated, no, we are updated, and we have a leadership who is committed 100% that Egypt should be #1 in the Middle East, not in aggression, not at all, but in cooperation and friendship.
Dr. Cherif Amir, thank you very much for your fruitful input. We'll be right back after this, so please stay with us.
في السباق للعالمية الكل بيجري عشان يوصل للهدف،